this morning talking to Rich Paul, founder, CEO of Clutch Sports, represents LeBron James, Draymond Green, Ben Simmons, Anthony Davis, and various others. Rich Paul has made a name for himself, negotiating in excess of $4 billion in contracts. He's been highly successful. Some people get at him and say it's only because he knew LeBron James. I'm not going for that. Rich Paul is highly intelligent, very accomplished, worked his tail off, deserves everything he has achieved. Props to him. I'll give LeBron James props for giving him an opportunity because, as LeBron James stated, he doesn't give many people chances, but he gave it to this kid, okay, who was hustling in the streets, rolling dice, selling drugs. List goes on, and look at him now. LeBron James is one of his best friends. He's LeBron James' agent, and he's Adele's boyfriend. Brother doing his thing. Major props to him. So I want to give him props for that. But he touched on something on First Take this morning when speaking about contemporaries in his profession that threw me for a loop. I didn't have enough time to get into it, so I didn't address it. But I wanted to reiterate what he pointed out just to address it now. Listen to what Rich Paul, super agent, had to say on First Take this morning.
It's just a different time now. And the unfortunate thing is, I used to have a profound respect for those in my field. I've lost that respect for a lot of them. Very few that I have that respect for.
Because?
Just because the lack of integrity, the lack of professionalism, and the way they do things. It's just something that when you read that book, you'll understand why I am the way I am. And it goes back to the situation that we had on Gil's thing. It wasn't me trying to be a certain way towards Stephen A. You know, I would never do that. Right. What it was about was I was raised in a community to where that energy we had to navigate through every day. It ain't about me being tough because I'm for peace, right?
Same here.
But exactly, from Queens. And so I never bring that to anybody. And so when I look at today's landscape, I just don't see the polishing that I got in my community by wherever I went, somebody was sharpening my knife.
You don't see that in your industry?
No, because nobody did it to me. No black agents came to me and said, Rich, let me help you, let me show you, let me help you understand. What they did was they went into families and talked bad about me. Oh, he's just a kid, he's just LeBron's friend, et cetera, et cetera. When LeBron's done, he's going to be done, et cetera, et cetera.
I'm shocked to hear you say that because I didn't expect
that.
I got you.
Well, that's the fact.
I got you. Okay.
There's no gray with me. There's black and white.
All right.
And so I definitely wasn't going to get it from the establishment. So, but I also grew up in a time where I didn't expect you to do nothing for me either. I didn't have that expectation, so it didn't hurt me at all. I was going to go no matter what because that's how I was raised. But yeah, but for me, I'm not going to do unto others what was done to me. Right. I pay it forward. So I'm giving the game away. In that book, I'm giving the game away to anybody that's aspiring to be whatever they want to be.
Now, there you have it. Rich Paul is talking about how agents, particularly black agents, didn't help him. Not to direct this comment towards him because I know he's a big boy. He can handle his business, and he has, I might add. But I had to, if I had more time, I would have come to the defense of those agents. When I think about black agents, I think about Aaron and Eric Goodwin, twin brothers, who've done a phenomenal job being agents over the years. They used to represent LeBron James, by the way. And I'm quite sure Rich Paul learned a thing or two from watching them do their work with LeBron initially, before CAA got a hold of LeBron for a short while. Leon Rose, Worldwide, William Wesley, those guys, at the time anyway. But Rich Paul learned the tricks of the trade. Sat, watched, listened, learned, mastered, and now he's one of the best in the business. And most of the players that I encounter, if not all of them, speak very, very highly of his stewardship over their careers as their representatives. But they also speak that way about Bill Duffy. They also speak that way about the Goodwin brothers. Okay, I remember Henry Thomas, God rest his wonderful soul, and Hank Thomas. He used to represent D. Wade and Chris Bosh and those guys. They loved the ground he walked on. He was class personified. I remember the days of Bill Strickland, who used to represent Rasheed Wallace and others. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for cats like that showing me the way. And so there's a tremendous level of appreciation that I have for all of these ages. And it was unfortunate for me to hear Rich Paul talk about contemporaries like that. I'm in no position to say whether he's right or wrong because I don't know the intricacies of their business, meaning you hear a lot of stories, but do I know definitively what they did or didn't do with him, to him, for him, or whatever the case may be? No, I don't. Nor do I know what he did with, to, or for them. But I do know this. For years, there was a paucity of African Americans as agents. When we heard about super agents before, we heard about Swartz and we heard about David Falk and guys like that. You know, Jeff Wexler, and who's a great agent, by the way, and along with various others. We've heard those names. We didn't hear about too many brothers representing African American athletes. And so when stuff like that is said, there's but so many, even though he mentioned no names, Rich Paul mentioned no names. It ain't too hard to look at the selection of individuals he was talking about, because how many agents who happen to be Black are representing professional athletes? And I just wanted to say that it's a dog-eat-dog world. And one of the things that I have, this cardinal rule of mine, I've always been this way, where if you are in a game, then the rules of those games are nothing to bitch about. I remember when people used to sit up there and say, well, this program is paying this athlete this, and this program is paying that athlete that. Well, damn it, ain't y'all all paying? And if you're all paying, what you bitching for? Somebody offered more money than the other. What you trying to get me involved in it for? That's the game y'all chose. And I just wanted to say that because, you know, when you're representing agents, everybody's competing for those star athletes. Everybody knows who the money makers are. When you go into their living room in front of themselves, their family members, their hanger-ons, et cetera, you got to make your pitch. Now, I wouldn't encourage anybody to be unethical in doing so. But what I'm saying is our definition of ethics may not be their definition of ethics in their chosen profession, because what comes with the game comes with the game. And that's the way it goes. So I just wanted to say that because I wanted to absolve all agents, white and Black, Rich Paul and beyond. The game that they play is their game. Whatever their rules are, whatever they do to one another, don't tell me nobody does. Somebody or everybody does what one particular person never does. I'm sorry. Everybody's stained. Everybody's hands is dirty in some capacity. It's the way it goes. And let's be big boys about it.